Rock, metal, prog, and everything in between. If you're into rock, you've come to the right place. Welcome to this episode of Talkin' Rock with Meltdown. Don't forget to follow the audio-only Talkin' Rock podcast on all podcast platforms. And now, it's time for today's conversation. Here's Meltdown.
Hey, Biff, good to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Man, you got your lights on and everything up there, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're very Christmassy in this house.
What do you do for Christmas over there? The same thing we always
Eat and drink. That's what we do.
Ah, there you go. It's a worldwide, I suppose, right?
Yeah, eat and drink and get heavier,
Yeah.
and then try and get lighter after Christmas. That's the key.
Yeah, there you go. Well, congratulations. The new record, the 24th, is set for release coming up in January. Tell us about the new record here, Hellfire Damnation. I heard that's something your father used to say when you were growing up. Is that right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, actually, the album's a monster already. It's not come out yet. So yeah, my father used to say it as a sort of, a bit of a curse thing for, if I was getting into trouble, they're like Hellfire and Damnation. So it was in my book of titles for like quite a long time actually. So I was looking for the right guitar riff to put it together with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's funny, like with a band like Saxon and like a band like Judas Priest, there are certain like phrases and stuff that you guys can use. Like I wouldn't expect a record to have anything with like pink or light or anything like that. But you guys, I mean, Hellfire Damnation, that just sounds like a Saxon record.
It just sounds like it's a monster title, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a perfect title for a metal album, really. I don't know why we didn't use it before, but anyway, we've used it now, so it's great, really. We like it. I mean, I've got Brian Blessed, the actor, to do the prologue for me on the prophecy on the beginning. So I think that's very 80s doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody does that anymore. So we thought we'd do that and bring back some of the 80s.
I was going to say, yeah, bring it back. You got some other really cool. I didn't even have a chance to listen to the record. They said they sent it to me, but I couldn't find it. Maybe, because I'm old and stuff, I couldn't figure it out. Of course, I've heard the title track, but, Fire and Steel, there's something in Roswell. Pirates of the Airwaves was something that kind of struck my interest as well, because is that one kind of harkening back to the beginning of the new wave of British heavy metal?
Well, it actually harks back to the 60s when I was a lad, when I was a young lad. There was no the BBC, the government radio station wouldn't play what they considered to be anti-establishment music. So you couldn't really hear the Rolling Stones and the Kinks and all those sort of 60s bands on radio here. So there was a lot of pirate stations on boats in the middle of the ocean. They used to transmit into the UK, and we used to listen to that. We used to have these little Japanese transistor radios, we used to try and get the station through the static. That's what it's about, really. It started a revolution in the UK in the 60s, the swinging 60s. That's quite a famous term people use. And that was all connected with it, really,
Yeah, wasn't there a movie about that, 10, 15 years ago?
There was, The Boat That Rocks. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Boat That Rocks is about it, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. Yeah, pirate radio was something. So that's funny. So there was a lot of censorship back when you were growing up.
There was in the sort of pop music, rock music era. You could see it live, but you couldn't listen to it on radio. So there was a massive explosion in 1980. That's the years that Saxon, Motorhead, Judas Priest, Whitesnake, Iron Maiden, all were on radio all the time. So it had a big influence on the 80s music scene, really.
Yeah, and of course, you man, here we are in 2023 with a brand new Saxon album. I was kind of surprised. I didn't realize you're going to be releasing albums so fast. It seems like is this like your third one since the pandemic struck?
Yeah. The thing is, we weren't going to release it. We were going to release it in November next year, but we were talking to Judas Priest about doing a tour together, in the arenas in the UK and Europe, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. That'd be a great package for the fans with Uriah Heep on as well. And they said, yeah, let's do it in March. And we were like, March? You must be kidding, man. How can we make an album in March? Anyway, so I thought, let's give it a try. And we actually didn't finish it until October the 15th this year. So it's all pretty fresh, the album.
So you're telling me that this record was kind of pushed forward to just get on this Judas Priest tour, or at least have something new when you...
Well, all the touring, really. We're coming to America in April as well, so I think it has to be out for that as well, because if you're going to tour, then you need an album, really, to make it work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that tour is coming to the States with, is that the one with Uriah Heep, the Hellfire Chaos tour?
Yeah, that's the one we're doing in America, yeah. I think... Okay. I mean, the dates, we have the dates, but they're not all finalized and locked in. But I think we start in Florida in April and then go all the way across to Texas, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think maybe there'll be a part 2 later in the year.
Okay, and if I'm correct, that tour gets announced coming up on January 8th.
Yeah, the dates will be out on January 8th, and you'll be able to pre-order, be able to get the tickets around that time as well.
And so getting back to the latest record here, Hellfire and Damnation, you talked about how you finished it up in October, but this record kind of came together pretty quickly as far as recording is concerned, right?
Yeah, it all came together pretty quickly. I think if you condense the time down, it took us about 6 weeks. I mean, Andy Sneap mixed it. He did it quite quick, just over a week, really. So, yeah, everything just went perfectly magical. So if we'd have had a problem, then we wouldn't have made it. Mm-hmm. So the metal gods were looking down on us.
Yeah, the metal god. There it is again. Yeah, the metal gods. So did you guys go into the studio with a bunch of stuff prepared, or did you go in with nothing?
No, we went in prepared. We wrote. We were touring in summer. We were touring festivals across UK and Europe, and we'd have like 3-4 days in between the festivals. So we'd go back to our base in Germany where we were recording, and we just kept going back in every week, and recording and writing. We sort of rehearsed everything live together in a room first, and then just recorded it. I mean, it just sounds fantastic, the album, although you haven't heard it yet.
I know. I know. Like I said, I'm kind of bummed out. I wanted to listen to the whole thing. I was like excited when I got the email. It's probably in there somewhere, but yeah, I heard it.
Well, yeah, it'll be in there somewhere. You have to put it in a code. You have to put in a code, so if you upload it to the internet, we can tell it's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we send the Metro Police around.
God, I was excited. I was so fired up when they said, "Yeah, we sent you." I'm like, I don't see the record. I see releases, I see press releases, all sorts of stuff. But you just mentioned Andy Sneap. So Andy Sneap, like my friend Jay Rustin, as far as the rock world is concerned, are some guys that metal guys and hard rock guys really go to. So what's it like working with Andy?
That's great. I mean, we've done about 5-6 albums with him now.
Right.
Yeah, Andy's great. He's a guitarist as well. So. He works really closely with us to get the sounds right, to sort of make it sound powerful and big. Yeah, it sounds great. Obviously, you haven't heard it, so I could be lying.
Here we go again. I'm never going to live this.
Yeah, you're going to love the album when you hear it.
I can't wait for sure. So,
holy mother, that's a monster.
Yeah, a monster of a record, no question about it. I can't wait to hear it. But yeah, the 24th studio album. So what does new music mean to a band like Saxon?
I think it's everything new music. I think it's the lifeblood that keeps you going, because we're always trying to write the perfect song, the perfect rock song. That's what we try for. Perfect rock song, perfect album. So yeah, that's what keeps our juices flowing. Writing an album, touring on the album. That's what keeps you young and adrenalized.
Yeah. So speaking of writing the perfect song, the perfect album, how close have you gotten? What are some of the? Do you think as far as Saxon is concerned?
Well, I think the new one's pretty close. I don't know what we could do to make it better, really. You're gonna have to listen to it and let me know.
Here we go again. Just keep digging at me. I wanted to hear the record. I told you. My God. Listen, if I have to switch over to my question from Don Jameson right away, I will. I'm trying to hold off on that one right now. It's so funny.
Okay.
It's so funny I'm talking to you, by the way, because I was at dinner with my family over the weekend or whatever, and the thing of hot sauce came up. And so I didn't even know I was going to interview you, and I started talking about to get on your tour bus. You got to do the, what is it, the one drop challenge or something like that?
Yeah, you got to do the chili challenge.
And how many people have done that?
Quite a few people have done it. They weren't very happy after, but yeah, quite a few people have done it. I mean, Don's done it. Don Jefferson's done it. Chris Jericho's done it. You know, quite a few people done it. You know.
I was thinking about this the other day that there was that Netflix special. I think it was during the pandemic, and it was something about worldwide games. And like one of the games was like they were rolling this cheese wheel down the hill, and you had to chase it and stuff. But one of them was the chili eater contest. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I've seen the chili contest. Yeah, they're crazy.
The one guy that won, it was like he was eating ice cubes or something. It was insane.
Yeah, there's a really famous woman. I think she's from India who rubs the chilies in her eyes.
Ugh.
You know, that's absolutely crazy.
And you talked in the press release, you talked about it this with the Hellfire and Damnation, that your father would say something about you messing up the Cabbage Patch or something. But don't you have a greenhouse with like all sorts of Reaper chili peppers or something growing? Or
Well, no, not then. Not my father didn't, but I grow chilies in my greenhouse, yeah,
right.
in the hothouse, yeah. Yeah, not got any this year, but last year I had some great chilies. You know, so yeah, hot. We like it quite hot. I mean, you know, we'll have a couple of we'll have an Indian once a week, sometimes twice a week, you know.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. So Don wanted to know what is your favorite record, Denim and Leather or Denim and Laughter? That was
It's very close actually. It's enough to be denim and leather, really. Not wanting to, yeah. But yeah, it's a good. I love the artwork with his face on the eagle there. It looks great.
Yeah, Don does some great work and some great comedy as well. Hey, speaking of
Yeah.
artwork, of course, again on this record, I mean, Peter Salia, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but
Yeah.
the artwork is awesome. That's got to be important to a band like Saxon as well.
Yeah, the thing is, I sent out some ideas, what my ideas were, you know, what I wanted, and this guy came back with this artwork, and I was like, whoa, you know, we all loved it straight away, so gave him the job really, you know. He sent us a black and white version to start with, and absolutely stunning for the title of the album. So it's going to look great. It's going to look great in a battle jacket. I think we're doing. Yeah, I think we're going to do some patches so we can see if we can put them on the back of the jacket. Something that'd be good.
Yeah, that's cool. I was going to say, or look great on my turntable right next to it on the vinyl copy of the record when I buy it on January 19th to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I've got a vinyl here. I just got them actually. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm a huge old school fan like that. And then I have to ask you about your song you did with the guys from Amon Amarth, Saxons versus Vikings. I mean, I can't believe this hadn't happened before.
Yeah, it's great actually. I mean, they're good friends of ours, Amon Amarth. We met them years ago when they were just starting to play festivals and things, and we met them in a bar, and they were drinking beer out of these you know, the Viking horns. So I think we quite like that. So we had a Viking horn night with them, and sort of friends ever since, really. I mean, Johan, the singer, sang a song on one of our albums with me, and yeah, they said, "Do you want to write some lyrics with us? You can write the Saxon lyrics, and I'll write the Viking lyrics." And so yeah, I mean, I do like the song actually. It's a great song.
No, it's really good. And what I really like about it, and I knew this was going to happen even before I heard the first note, is the yin and the yang of his voice and your voice as how they play off each other.
Yeah, it's great because you don't expect it. You don't expect, you know, a higher singer to come in there. And yeah, I think the effect is great. I mean, everybody's freaking out about it. They're like, whoa, this is a great collaboration. You know, it's the best collaboration ever. So yeah, I mean, I think it really works.
And then shooting the video, that looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, we went up to somewhere in Latvia or somewhere, and it's obviously supposed to be set in England. But yeah, it was great fun. We went up there for a couple of days, with all the extras fighting and battling, and yeah, it's good. The boys wrote the solos, guitar solos, and popped them in there. So yeah, it was a good experience actually. It's nice to work with younger, different bands, I think.
Yeah, especially when you've been such an influence on their career. You've influenced so many bands through your career.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't influenced their beards though. They did that on their own. We've never had any beards in this band. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll start growing one.
It changed the look of the band. Nobody would know who you were.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you about social media and stuff. I know you like to, you like to get the phone up there and see the crowd and stuff. What are your thoughts on social media as far as from a band's perspective?
Well, I think if you use it properly, it's pretty good. You can create a lot of interest with social media. But I think it all works well together. We do use print. We do a lot of magazine interviews. We like to support the magazines. We do a lot of radio interviews. So yeah, we do both really. We'll do podcasts occasionally. Make some interest. So we're on it all the time. I think you have to have something interesting to keep people's interest on social media. So yeah, you just have to spend some time working with it, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, Biff, we'll cut you loose here. The new record, Hellfire and Damnation, coming out on January 19th. You'll be here in the States coming up with Uriah Heep. And like you said, that tour with Judas Priest. And congratulations on all the success. Can hardly wait to listen to the rest of the record. I apologize for not being able to figure out how to listen to the rest of the record. I really wanted to, but I'll take your word for it. That's the greatest record Saxon's ever released.
You just need to get some young guy to sort it out for you.
That is exactly correct. I always say that when you can't figure out the internet or social media, look for the youngest person in the room. And I didn't do that. It's my fault.
Exactly. Yeah. Get it together next time.
All right, Biff. I can hardly wait to see you guys here in the States. Thank you so much for your time.
Brilliant. Can't wait to get there. Have a great Christmas and Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you so much.